Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna do a video about post-track day for the Prelude with special guest.
Hi. Definitely the car was not fast in a straight line.
Go, 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 go! I'm trying! I'm trying! Go, 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 go! I'm trying! I'm trying!
With the offset of those particular wheels, we weren't able to run them.
But the front definitely needs more camber. That's gonna hit. Well, I'm not very comfortable running that on track. All right, we'll just put the mucus back on. I could feel the front tire rolling over. So what that is when you have camber in the front, the reason why you have catch. However, because our camber wasn't like this, it was more like that. By the time it rolled over, it almost was like
that will be a big issue, but we're not competing. We're trying to out there and just have fun and see how the car goes. If you want to compete in, say, Time Attack, there are there are companies that host